My name is Tim Schmoyer, and I got started on YouTube in 2006. I uploaded my very first video, and I was in graduate school, halfway across the country from all my family, and I was dating this girl, and I was like, I'm going to introduce her to my family back home. So I was like, I heard this thing called YouTube. I was like, maybe I could make some videos. So I sit down, I get my 8mm camera set up. You know, I'll have that like magnetic tape. You guys remember that in there? Like it would beat the tape half the time. So I set it up, set my desk, and was like, this is really awkward. I feel like I'm talking to a fire hydrant. And it was like a really uncomfortable 30-second video. I published it on YouTube. I called it Test Video. So you can tell I put like a lot of creative juice into this. And I published it there. And just was like to see what is this process like? Is it worth doing? Is it hard? Is it difficult? And I tried it once, and I was like, yeah, I think I can do this. So I started walking around following my girlfriend with an 8mm camera, and she's like, what are you doing? This is so awkward. We're like in a restaurant, or at the mall, or the park, or whatever. And we just kept going. I was introducing her to my wife, now she's my wife, now we're married. We did like our engagement, our wedding, our honeymoon, and first job, first house, everything, and here we are now. We have 6 little kids, we're pregnant with number 7. All the jobs and yeah, so we're excited, and so along the way, I quickly got on the industry side of YouTube by trying to figure out how does this work back in the early days, and started working with Real SEO and a few other people, and since then I worked with like I think almost 1,000 creators personally, and a lot more through my YouTube channel and video creators.
Hello, everyone. This is a really tall table. Maybe we should just hold our mics, man. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a little less awkward. Hey, Phil.
Hey, Hank.
Welcome to Vidcon, Hank and Phil Talk.
It's been beautiful to be here with you for 8 years.
Have you been to every Vidcon?
Every single one. How dare you not know that?
I try to keep a lot of information in my head, Phil, but it's not who's been to what VidCon in what order.
So information by your friends, not cool. Okay, cool.
I got a lot of friends, Phil.
I have 4.
Good. So we've both been. What was their first upload time? Your first date?
2006.
2006.
Yeah.
I made my first video in 2006, but then I uploaded it in 2007, just so I could not have that one thing beside my name. Started on YouTube in 2006. Nope.
Really?
January 1st, 2007.
I think my first video was a video response to a big YouTuber at the time, Renetto, and I was in a Panera Bread, and I was like, I really liked your video. 10 seconds. That's it. It's so stupid.
You've privated that one?
I think I deleted it just out of worry that someone would hack me and just be like, look at this idiot.
Yeah. So, interestingly, in a weird way, your format, I don't want to like say like you're not innovating, but your format hasn't changed that much.
No, I think the formats has stayed relatively the same just because it's talking head format. But me as an individual, I think that's changed. The way that I have conversations, the way that I conduct debate, even if it's within my own stupid brain.
Sure. But one thing that I am very excited about generally in online video and in sort of in creation in general is like you can keep doing the thing you've always done. You find a way to be comfortable in it and enjoy it for like a long period of time so you don't burn out on it. But then try and use that as a platform to launch other things off. And you've done that a lot.
Well, there's only so much you as an individual can do, right? There's always going to be some ceiling above your head, whether it be your own personal interest or just general success on the platform. So I imagine kind of why you also helped make VidCon is to help cultivate something new, right? Something new in the place that you love. And that's what I try and do with everything I create and everything I'm going to create now that I'm able to again.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a lot like, so you were able to, so you launched you've done some things in the merch world.
Yes.
So you've sort of stepped out and been like, here, I've got a steady footing, and I can take this value and try to do this this merchandising thing with it. Are you still doing that? You still have a merch thing going on now?
Yes, but now I'm more making that business made me realize that I'm horrible at managing businesses like that. So luckily, thanks to the expansion of YouTube, how popular people have popped up, we also have services like Teespring, Spreadshirt, a lot of places having to compete for us, right? So having to offer better and better prices, better and better services. And so, like, I work with Teespring daily, I use them, and it's beautiful that there are those tools there to help us. You don't have to do what I did with old companies back in the day, like 4th People's, our clothing company, where you have to just, from the ground up, I'm a guy with making a news show and then going, and I'm going to have a clothing company because that's the only way I can fund my student show. So it's getting
like printing the shirts in the offices.
Yes,
like hanging up. Like I remember going to visit you and I'm like, why do you have a shirt printer in your office?
Yes, it was essentially it was a warehouse with posters and we were printing shirts and then there was a room to film. Like all of that just to support my little tiny office. But it's getting, I think, easier and easier. Like I've been asked, you know, how do you like things, like the path YouTube has taken, how official everything's getting, and it's making it easier and easier to support. Obviously, there's a lot of bumps in the road as far as content, monetization there, but there are a lot of different levers people can pull that I don't think they actively pull right now. I focused my life on this and it didn't work out, and I just need to be able to pay it. It's all that time and then still trying to be able to still innovate and change things and kind of guide some of the moves that are going to happen. So I mean, I think the moment that I feel a little bit lost, that's when my age will really catch up to me. But right now, I'm more motivated than ever.
So I mean, I think any creator struggles sometimes with like getting your brain in line with your goals. And being held back by what your brain wants to do, which sometimes does not go to bed or obsess about stuff. I'm mostly just assuming that you probably have struggled with this, because I think everybody does. It feels like right now, though, that like you have found something that's really pushing you forward.
Definitely. I mean, I talked about this with Bernie Burns and Rooster Teeth, and I feel like I've just been repeating this point for the past day, but it is, to steal from him, it's less, it feels like the long-term success, it's less about motivation long-term and more about discipline, right? There are going to be the days where you don't want to wake up and you don't want to do the video, and every now and then don't do it, but what's going to separate you long-term, the marathon that we're talking about, is pushing through on the days that you don't like. You don't want to do it. If it's not sustainable, then change what you're doing long-term. But there are days where I think that I have a C- show, but I'm still going to put it out because there are people there that want to see it. There are people that know that I'm not always going to give them an A+ show and being fine with that. So, I mean, I have the passion. What's more exciting for me now, especially since we're hiring from within, as far as within our audience, which was something I've wanted to do for a long time, they have the faith, they have the belief in me and what we're trying to do and what I think we kind of need to do, especially in the space of news and commentary. So seeing that passion, that motivation, even if it's temporary, and train them in the discipline, that's what's really exciting to me. Like building out an army.
Hello, first I want to say hi to Hank and to Philip as well. I actually met you, Hank, years ago when you were in Seattle and you were doing a show with Harry and the Potters, and I gave you butterbeer cupcakes, so hi again.
Thanks.
And I wanted to say thank you again because you gave me a lot of really great advice. Then I now have started designing a company in which I want to help support creators. I don't want to be in front of the camera, but I want to help support them and give them business advice. I'm a project manager, and I know that's really hard to be both a creator and do the business side in the beginning. And I wanted basically to ask, I guess, more help and more advice about, for someone who wants to be supportive of the community without actually being at the front and in the spotlight. How do you do that? And one, stay true to yourself, stay true to the process and your organicness that is digital content, but as well as also moving forward in a more business aspect.
Yeah, I mean, we do that a little bit where we try and find people who would, like, maybe they would have a really great show, but they're not ready to, like, they'd be great in front of a camera and they can write lots of good stuff, but they're not ready to sort of take on, like, running a small business and also learning how to use Adobe Creative Suite. and that, like, what I will say is, like, find people who are making stuff you love and try and partner up with them and provide a service for them, because there are so many people, like, it's so hard to do it all by yourself. Especially, like, you're like, oh man, I forgot about taxes. And so try to find those people and pitch yourselves to them, or pitch yourselves, because there's two of you. Because it's so much easier when there's two of you, which I learned by having a brother.
Whatever. I'm not showing mine. No. Wow. So, I haven't filmed, well, I've filmed stuff, but I haven't actually vlogged that much today. We chilled in our hotel room for a long time this morning. And then I came to go see a panel while Megan rested her foot a little bit more, because we're planning on going to downtown Disney later today. They even have frozen coffee. Ooh. And I'm pretty sure it's all free. I don't see any cash register. No, me neither. Wow. But the panel I went to the how to turn YouTube into a career, which was pretty interesting. I was forced to talk to people because they put us into two groups. That was pretty interesting. And then we had the panel with Hank Green and Phil DeFranco, the Fireside Chat, which was also pretty interesting. And now we're hanging out in the lounges. Wow. Yeah, we could pitch our web series. Yeah, you could. I'm too scared. Yeah, it is scary. That's cool. I kind of want iced coffee. Yeah, kind of. That's cool.
Charlie, you've had your own YouTube channel for several years. What is
10 years, come on.
What's that?
I've been doing this for 10 years to get several.
Charlie, you had your YouTube channel for a decade. What are some things that you've learned by listening to your audience? You know, that is a long time to develop a connection to your audience, to listen to them, to learn from them. What are some things that you could take to other projects because you have been listening to your audience?
Oh man, I mean, it's difficult because I don't analyze it too much, but my gut says that the stuff that people respond to the most is the stuff that I make that does have the kind of passion behind it, as opposed to the stuff that I create that I think people will want. And it comes kind of back to what you were saying, like, about I would want people in TV to sort of be able to allow themselves to take more risks and just say, I see this, because, you know, when we're making stuff that online, if it's self-driven, then you just get to be like, I'm really excited about this idea, I think it will work, let's do it. And, you know, just being able to have people in TV who have that power, who can just recognize that and allow, like, have that belief and trust in them, that's kind of what I would want to see. I think that exists to a certain extent already, for sure, but yeah, that's what I think.
see what Megan just said a few minutes ago. The panel we were planning on going to was full because it was in the small room and it was a popular panel because it was about search and discovery. So I don't know either. But yeah, so we decided to go and sit in on another panel for a little bit, which was a panel with Charlie McDonald and some other people. But we only stayed there for like 20 minutes. But now we are at the Expo Hall, which is a lot of people. She called this a scare floor. Let's go this way. I want to see what this stuff is. Chill lounge. Ooh, yeah, they are. I want to see what's going on over here real quick. Probably won't want to stay very long. Yeah, I don't know who any of these people are. Oh, Donut Creation Station. You can actually create that. Yeah, I know. That's cool. Love my Disney. they're talking about though. Can't hear very well. What? I don't know what they're talking about though. I can't really hear very well. It's pretty echoey. is cool. T-shirts at the headquarters with probably.
Is there a baseball game happening? Because that's
We are now heading to downtown Disney. And now Megan's foot is starting to feel better. No, my foot is hurting. I think I probably shouldn't have worn flip-flops as much as I have. Because I think that's what did it.
The bottoms are not that great.
No, they aren't. Yeah.
They don't give you much cushion. So if you're walking
Bella's still
all
using
day,
her white fidget spinner.
Yeah.
I got another one now. Can I have your white one? Someone broke my white one. Can I just tap one?
It is bright.
I hope Phil didn't think that was weird. Yeah, I broke Bella's white fidget spinner, Dad. At least he'll remember me.
my foot's scarred. But I got pretty far without it hurt. So that's good.
But that's fine. I was so
You okay?
Yeah.
Where does it hurt?
I was just stretching it out.
Does it hurt the same place mine does?
No, yours hurts on the inside.
Mine hurts on the outside.
Oh. Yeah, mine hurts like right here.
The arch?
Yeah. Ow.
That's where this foot hurt before. When I did all that walking to work. And had to teach dance without going up on it.
Yeah.
I had to teach dance like this.
Yeah, it is. And they have more. There's more mugs. Oh my god. So we spent how long in there?
Like an hour and a half.
We spent an hour and a half in World of Disney.
So we're at Trader Sam's Tiki Bar.
We're sitting outside this time, but it's really nice. So we got our drinks.